And I think having an orchard is true homeland security. Having gardens in your yard is true homeland security. Heck with that other stuff.
What does 2 degrees look like? What does 3 degrees look like? What does 4 degrees look like? We're talking about the distance that we've traveled since the last ice age.
I've smuggled compost worms in many countries.
What's it going to be like for my grandchild? I have no idea. All I can say to her is, get ready. I'm coming into Southern District of Belize to teach a permaculture design course at the Maya Mountain Research Farm, where Chris Nesbitt has been inviting us to teach. We're teaching to people who are coming from all over North America and the Caribbean, and local villagers from right here in Belize.
All right, guys, so this is our kitchen, and we just wanted to explain a few things about how it works. The first is the composting system. We have sort of 3 methods of disposal, and one is the chickens.
Our second stop on the tour is going to be the dorm. This building has 8 beds in it and 4 rooms, and it has solar panels which provide electricity, as all the buildings here at MMRF do.
This is the photovoltaic array for the main building at Maya Mountain Research Farm, which is also my home.
It's a total of around 70 acres, and it's, I would say, 10 acres in active use. It stretches out that way.
The trick here, and with anything in agroforestry, is to plan for successional growth. You're planning for the canopy in 5 years, you're planning for it in 10 years, planning for it in 15 years.
Nature has had 200 or 300 million years of evolution to really tighten all of her natural systems.
Who's next?
They're very complicated, just like that web of thread this morning was. Everything has complicated connections one to the other.
So permaculture is this. It's like taking care of the net.
That's a cacao pod. If a disease comes in and wipes out a single component or species or cultivar in the system, Mr. Saul has something else that we can provide for him.
Never this farmer left with nothing. Everything, every year we got. If coffee get sickness, disease, maybe I get coconut. If coconut gets sick, maybe I get orange. You know what I mean?
A system like this is inherently stable and resilient.
Permaculture is about connections. It's about making connections between different elements in a system.
A industrial field says monoculture, one crop, corn, takes a tremendous amount of energy.
What we have here is, in a microcosm, in an immature way, is very similar to the arboreal architecture of what would be here if we weren't here. The main idea of permaculture agriculturally is to harvest the most calories for the least amount of energy expended. And so right here we're getting these plants to do the work for us as much as possible.
Next man's taken all my dough, left me in my stately home, breathing on a sunny afternoon. And I can sell my house, he's taken everything I've got. All I've got's this sunny afternoon.
6 degrees this century, and that's not survivable.
Save me from this way. I got a big fat mama trying to break me, and I love to live so pleasantly.
The objective is to manage our water, because what do we know about water? It goes downhill. It crosses contour.
2 pence a day. I drank down 1 penny.
Digging a swale, which is a permaculture term for a shallow ditch that's built on contour on a hillside. Purpose is to intercept the ground flow of water upslope and give it a chance to sink into the ground rather than run across the landscape. We really want to inoculate folks to become radicals, and the most radical thing we can do is to become composters and soil builders.
Any gardener would be happy to grow vegetables in this.
So we treat waste like it's a noun, an object.
This is our toilet. It's a double vaulted latrine setup, it's called.
This is an example of an appropriate toilet for lowland humid tropics. Now when you urinate into a composting latrine, you have to balance the carbon-nitrogen ratio. But what we do here is we add a lot more of the carbon.
Waste is something that we do. We waste the resources rather than a resource is waste.
Permaculture to me is big picture building.
For me, it's a practical way of living from the heart and in connection with yourself, with each other, and with the earth.
It's like having the blinds pulled off, you know?
I'm thinking beyond my own life.
Permaculture is that light.
It's a sort of phoenix from the ashes of petroleum man, perhaps. So permaculture is, well, it's like opposite growth. It's not regressing, it's returning to
A modern way of lifestyle.
The fact that permaculture doesn't profess to have all the answers, but rather sets itself up as an ever-evolving system, for me that provides solutions.
It's a way of life.
Permaculture to me is about living sustainably and providing all your food, your energy, and basically your shelter needs, and also making a living.
Instead of trying to pound down the wall, we can create something beautiful around the wall.
Permaculture is everything. Permaculture is real love.
You could synopsize that and say, I vow to shovel shit against the tide forever. So, grab a shovel.
First I was afraid, I was petrified, kept thinking I could never live without these pesticides. But then I spent so many nights sucking on a bong, and it hit me strong. Modern agriculture's wrong. And so we're back with modern sun, and with the principles of permaculture. I know it won't be long before we change this crazy world and grow food harmoniously, using only our own feces and the nitrogen from weed. Time to go, don't spread them all. We know all your dirty tricks, you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the ones who sold us Terminator seeds?
Now this is
Did you think we'd all bow down to your capitalist greed? But on us, we will survive. As long as we know how to swale, I know we'll stay alive. Planting all our trees, we are using our A-frames. We are stacking all our functions to maximize our gains.
These wee-wees are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these wee-wees are gonna walk all over you.